This week on the show, we take a look at what the heck is going on in this economy. Why are people getting laid off so much, and why are they pushing back on us, the consumer, expecting us to do all the work? Plus, there's some SAG-AFTRA news that we take a look at and share our thoughts on that. Got a good conversation. Y'all stay tuned. Hey, what's happening, everybody? I am Pruitt. This is Everyday People doing everyday shit on whatever podcast app you enjoy and streaming live on YouTube. Hope you're doing well. Unbelievable as always. Hanging out as usual with the partner in crime over here, the one and only, the one that everyone knows and love, Queen Pruitt, Phoebe Pruitt, sitting right over there. Got the little glow going, not the shine, the glow. How you be? You look thrilled again.
It's a little hot. I was just a little warm.
No, it's been a little warm today for us. It's been a little warm. It's been like 70 degrees.
That's warm.
Fahrenheit for those that are in the UK that listen, because I know we do have those folks. But yeah, it's been a little warm today, which is great, because it ain't like crazy humid. And yeah. But hanging out here on this mic, we do this every week. We just talk about everyday life, random stuff that everyday people deal with. You know, if you listen to a lot of the A-list celebrity podcast stuff, it's a lot of stuff that most of us can't even relate to. Well, that ain't this show. So we try to keep it real and straight up and talk about our everyday lives and share some insight on some of the stuff that we're doing as far as creators. And it's quite entertaining sometimes. Live chat is here on YouTube. Thank y'all for being here. Since you're in the live chat, please go ahead and do the algorithmic stuff and hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I see Cinder Fractal. Whoop. Thank you very much, because I believe she stuck a super chat in there as well as John Helm put a super chat in there too. Thank y'all very, very much for those donations. Appreciate that. And I see Dean Holm in here tonight. Says good night, Aunt Pruitt and Queen. Have you down for AI rabbit hole as I yeah, I've gone down an AI rabbit hole briefly. I'll say that briefly. Thank y'all for being here. So let's get rolling. What do you want to talk about, dear? What's on your brain? We
are not going to talk about what's on my brain. We're going to talk about something else.
Well, all right. So moving right along, I have some stuff here. I have plenty of things in my little show prep book that I put together there in Slack. So how about we just jump right on into those things? Because I got stuff that could take up 2 hours worth of conversation. But we won't make it a 2-hour show. I promise you that, folks. Let's start with the movie Sinners. And I did not mute my phone. Don't tell nobody. Let's start with the movie Sinners. You've heard of that, right?
I've heard of it, and I've heard that I should have already seen it like 5 times by now. As good as it is with the reviews that I'm seeing from people.
And I was being facetious when I asked, have you heard of it? Because you're the person that told me about the movie. As a matter of fact, vampires. As a matter of fact, about 2 weeks ago, you came to me and was like, hey, will you go see the movie with me? And I was like, what movie? And you said Sinners. And I was like, well, it's at the theater. I don't like theaters. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just not what I do. I've gone to the theater for Star Wars and for Chad Boseman. That's it. Other than that, you can keep your theaters. I don't like that experience. And shortly after that, of course, because our phones are listening to us, I started getting news feeds about Sinners, and I looked it up, and it said everything that you were saying as far as it being vampire and quote unquote horror or suspenseful, yada, yada, yada. And then the next thing I started seeing was a bunch of bullshit headlines, bullshit in my opinion anyway, bullshit headlines about this movie started out with a slow revenue. like I said, oh, boy, they made $60 million or something today. Too bad they're way in the hole because the movie cost blah, 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 blah to make. You know, instead of going into, this is a really good movie. You know, they just started and this is like New York Times or LA Times. These were all big names that were putting it out there. Not one thing talked about how good the movie was. Everything headline wise was, man, this movie is a shit show when it comes to the accounting side. They losing money. Are they going to make their money? And I didn't like that. And so I came to you at some point after that and said, you still want to go see this movie? Because I'll go see it because of all of this bullshit this dude is getting over this. I don't think that's fair. And as you said, the reviews of it are great. Yeah. People love that movie. But I still would like to go see it and still just sort of, you know, get the finger to the man, if support, you will, and show him some love. It. Because the thing is, this is how Hollywood works. We've seen this. He's going to have another project come up, and the first thing that's going to come up in that pitch meeting when it comes time to get funding, well, day one on Sinners started out with only $60 million. How can we be sure we're going to get our investment back? You know,
they got to go with where it ended up, because I know that that's not, because I see people, maybe it's because of who I follow or what have you, they're like, this is my second time going back for the second time to see it, you know? So, and I've heard that from so many people, even in class at the junior college. Those kids, in our theater class, they just sit and talk about, I went to see Sinners this weekend, and we're going to go back and see it again, because you got to go see it in IMAX. You got to see it in a different way. And that's another thing.
It's IMAX. Don't get me wrong. IMAX is badass.
I don't like it.
Well, not all IMAX is created equal. I will say that, because there are some that are the big dome things, and that's not a fun experience to me. But the big wide screen, and it's beautiful. And again, I'm not a theater goer type person. I like the comfort of my own couch and recliner, if you will. You know, that's what I want. I don't want to listen to people chattering. I don't want to see people with their phones up. I don't want to hear snotty-nosed kids. None of that. And I know all of that's a part of life, but I don't deal with that on my couch.
Right.
You know, so that's why I always buck the going to the theater thing, with those two exceptions that I mentioned previously. So we'll make some time to go see that. But I have been checking out the latest reports, and if I can switch the screen here, I have been checking out the latest reports just by going in and just Googling Sinners. You know, I think I told you a few days after, now the story's changed. Everybody's talking about how good it is. And like, there's this one headline here. Sherry Shepherd. I don't know who that is.
She's an actor, and she has her own talk show. Okay. You know who Sherry Shepherd is.
Does it?
If you see her, you would know her.
Well, maybe. So first thing that pops up, this is from 2 hours ago on entertainmentweekly.com. Sherry Shepherd calls out moviegoers filling up Sinners morning screenings. Does anybody have a job over here? And the headline reads as if, you know, that's bad. But if you read the story, she's actually saying, wow, this is all right. People are really going out and supporting this movie, even if they have to miss a couple hours of work.
Even up here in this
that kind of thing.
Bubble, Sonoma County.
Yeah. So shout out to Mr. Coogler and what's looking like another successful project, you know, to put up under his belt, you know, because he also did the Black Panther and everything. What was the other one? Creed. You know, so yeah. Shout out to you, Coogler. We will be checking that out ourselves at some point, just to continue to show love, because we want you to be able to walk into the next pitch meeting and it be a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer
when they see
already.
You walking in there.
It's a no-brainer already.
I agree.
I
agree.
And that's all I think that they would have to say is like, what? Did you check those numbers again? Just go ahead and check them again and then get back to me.
Yeah, the live chat's giving Ryan Coogler his credit here. I don't necessarily do vampire stuff like you, because you used to like that.
Not used to
Twilight, or you like Twilight, right?
Yes,
that's the name, Twilight. Only thing I like about that is maybe one or two of the songs in the score. That's about it. That's just not my thing. Nothing against them. People like what they like.
Mm-hmm. Those are the only sets of books, plural, all of them. And they were not like these plays that I read that are like 25 pages.
Yeah.
Those books were amazing. I really liked the books. And I don't read. Well, I don't read now, but at that time I think I did. I was reading more. And I couldn't wait to finish another one, to start the next one. And I read them more than once. Yeah. Because I really liked the books. And because Stephanie Meyer, I think it's her name. She takes you there, like you were there with them, with the Cullens, and
like a good author should, though.
Yeah.
And
they
then, paint the picture with the words.
I had those werewolves in my brain not looking like they did when they came out, but I thought that was a huge, in that one moment in is it Eclipse or New Moon? I can't remember. But when all of those werewolves come up over that hill and they're so ginormous and they're in a pack, and it was just powerful to me. I like that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then I really like the musical scores and I listen to those a lot. So
yeah, the score is really good.
But Bella, horrible actor. And I mean, it's hard for me to, but you can't. I do know. But
you know I'm gonna screenshot that, right?
Ellen, Edward, Mom, close your mouth. Like somebody loved her because she was there. She did the job, but I promise you, her mouth. And I think they did a spinoff where they. Not a spinoff, but what is it, like a meme or something? No, it was a whole movie. Vampires Suck. It was the name.
Hold on, I gotta look. Hold on. Keep talking.
Vampires Suck. And they were clowning her, her for real with that Vampire Suck, because they were actually clowning all of them, but her with that. Her mouth, and she just...
Oh, there's an official trailer. Okay, hold on. I got to pull this up. So let's click on this here, show the screen, and give it some audio.
I don't know if these people in this chat had any love for Twilight, so it's not getting there.
I didn't have any love for Twilight, but if somebody's making fun of it, I'm curious.
We've heard so much about you. Paper cut.
Really? To turn it to a Big Mac? This okay.
You have to.
I would watch this.
Someone here ordered Chinese food?
Oh no, that's wrong. That's wrong. They ate the delivery guy.
They're gonna show her where I'm at.
Go, silly rabbit.
You don't get it. I'm a killer.
Explore the situation.
Who are they?
Snooki,
Okay.
JWoww, DJ Polly D.
Wait, no, not the dirtbags from the Jersey Shore.
And get ready to go gaga.
I finally found someone as freaky as me.
Oh man.
Gaga?
Too freaky?
Oh yeah! On
Oh, that's the doctor, wasn't it?
The battle
Look at them.
begins.
Oh gosh.
Because that's how it really was. But at least they have fangs.
The harder it sucks.
Jacob, why did you just take off your shirt?
My contract says I have to every 10 minutes of screen time.
You know who we are, don't you? You're the Black Eyed Peas.
Why does everyone always think we're the Black Eyed Peas?
Oh my God.
Chihuahua? When it's supposed to be like a wolf?
Yeah.
Edward, where? Edward, we love you. You're the best. No, Jacob's the best.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. That's
Vampire
pretty funny.
Suck was making fun of it, but they didn't even go into like what Bella's problem. I promise. Her role in that. I mean,
That's pretty funny. Ken Jeong. Yeah, that's I couldn't figure out the doctor's name. Thank you, John Helm, in the chat. Dr. Ken Jeong, Mr. Duke University himself. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'd never heard of that. What is this? 2028? I'm replying. I'm looking at all the chat in here. Dean Holm was saying he's hearing about Denzel in Black Panther 3 as a possibility. Wow. That would be strong. Wow. 2028.
Are they gonna put him with Angela Bassett?
Oh, dude.
Because you got Angela Bassett on there.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
you never
would be
know.
strong.
That stuff be lying. Even I'll be in Google looking, strolling, and then they'll have this video up of Twilight coming out. And I'm like,
and it's
is it
all-
another one coming out? The baby's growing up? What is going on? That shit is fake.
Yeah, a lot of those videos
and they have a
are
whole
AI generated.
trailer and everything. And it's like, this is not real.
Yeah, a lot of
I had
the
to look
AI
it up.
generated trailers are they're beautiful. Some of them, they're beautiful, but not necessarily something that you can consider to be true. Thank y'all for being here. And this is Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. What is that? Oh, that's the Wakanda.
She said Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever, says Cinder Fractal. That's what that was. Gotcha. All right. Cool. Thank y'all for being here. Aunt Pruitt here and Phoebe Pruitt over there. Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. Podcast, doing whatever. Stay right there. We're going to pause for a quick break. We'll be right back after this. And we're back. Everyday People Doing Everyday Shit. Aunt Pruitt on this mic. Queen Pruitt over there on that mic. And the dog is passed out, just loving life. That's how good his life is. Just, I'm going to sleep in the middle of all of this racket and these two folks talking. Thank y'all for being here each and every week. I'm going to do a quick tech segment moment, if you will, or maybe not even tech. It's more about creators, because I've mentioned this company in the past throughout my career when people ask me about gear for photography and videography and so forth. And that is K&F Concepts. Because most people, when they come to me, they say, hey, I'm just getting started in this. What should I get? What camera should I buy? That's the first question. And I hate that question, but I still answer it. And then they're like, okay, then what tripod do I need? And what lights do I need? And when they start talking about tripods, I've always said, you should spend X amount of dollars right out the gate. I know you're just getting started, but don't spend $20 on a tripod, because you're going to regret it. You're going to spend another $20 in 2 weeks and another in 2 weeks. Go ahead and spend $60 minimum on your first tripod. And I've always mentioned these folks, K&F Concepts, and I've had a couple of their things, but I always ended up buying the more expensive brands, like the stuff that you see in our studio right now. That tripod right there is pretty much very similar to this tripod. That tripod cost way more when I bought it. And they sent me this tripod to take a look at. And this is their Video Pro tripod. And I got to tell you, I'm quite impressed, because this thing freaking feels and looks just like my Pro tripod. They labeled this the Pro tripod. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. But this is a video tripod. I think it's going for $189 US. You got all of the particulars that you would need on a video tripod for doing smooth panning and things like that. So I told him I'm going to give him a shout out on that because that's pretty freaking impressive. And the thing about having budget friendly gear is a lot of times it can't take a beating. I've had this gear in here for years, and that's why it costs so much, because I can move at the drop of a hat, throw it on a U-Haul or what have you, take it on a shoot or whatever, drop it, take it out to the ocean and let the water soak it up and it survives. Mm-hmm. But that's what you get when you pay for expensive photography kit, and budget friendly stuff isn't always the best option for that. But this one here, so far, everything that I'm seeing with it is lining up with these pro grades tripods that I have over there. So I do love the fact that it's got orange on it too. So shout out to you for that, K&F Concept. Good looking out there. I appreciate y'all reaching out to me again, because like I said, I've had a relationship with them for years, and it's nice for them to say, hey, we're going to send you this tripod. Take a look at it. Okay, sure. Thanks. All right. Now, on to some other stuff here. Where's that screen? There's that screen. We just talked about centers. Let us talk about hospitality. You have some experience in the hospitality world, obviously, and I don't, but my experience is just from travel. Mm-hmm. And so I have a certain level of expectation when I travel, right? For example, when I go to a casino in Vegas, I expect these people to treat me a certain way when I'm up in there, because it costs a lot of money. Well, this just in, according to LasVegasReviewJournal.com, major corporation cuts the concierge and staff at 6 Las Vegas Strip properties. In particular, the fine folks over at MGM. And I found that to be quite a shock, because I stayed at an MGM property while I was at NAB, and it was nice. Just nice. And I can remember going through my check-in process and thinking, dang, this is just, they're so quick. They didn't ask me a whole bunch of stupid stuff. I mean, you literally was just in line for 5 minutes tops. And it's a ton of people there checking in for this conference. And you were just zip, 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 zip. They were so efficient. It was by far the best experience. And when I said that to the lady at the desk, she says, make sure you say that on that survey. Because she had a little bit of an attitude about it. I'm like, well, damn.
I do the same thing.
What's going on? And what's it been, 3 weeks now? They're cutting all that stuff out at 6 different properties, including the one that I stayed at. I don't see Caesar's Palace on here. Okay, yeah, it says there are no changes to the operations at Aria, Bellagio, Cosmo. They don't mention Caesar's on here either, but that would be a shame. Can you imagine going into something as big as the Bellagio and there's no concierge there? They're making you do all of the self-check-in. So basically, what I want to ask is, what are your thoughts on
concierge? Is the people that you walk up to, you give them your ID, whatever, and they give you a room, blah, blah, blah. Those people?
That desk, the front desk.
And you're telling me that this...
At those certain properties...
I've only been to one.
You've been to Caesar's, yeah.
Yes. And it was like 25 check-in areas.
Yeah, it's because they needed it.
If not more. Right.
Because they needed it. It was
That's
huge.
what I'm saying. And we stood in line forever when we went.
Yep.
It's just a long line.
Yeah.
And now they're going to cut that out? Like, how?
Yeah.
I know that people are out of work for those things. If they give it, I know they'll give them. Like when I was laid off at the casino.
Yeah.
Well, you can, transfer into a different department if you want to. Is there, you wait tables? Yeah, the beverage server, server, whatever. They give you that logical option. Yeah. But if you don't have any other skills, other than, you know, those admin skills of checking in, checking out, doing the concierge, that you just screwed. I had the skills of being a server that I could transfer into, and I did, but it was like, this is not my job. This is not what I do. Yeah. This is not what I do. If those people are like, this is not what I do.
And it's going to be a little bit of that.
It's really sad.
There's still going to be some attrition, I'm sure, where people are going to be like, this isn't me. I'm built to do something else.
I think they're just trying it. Well, I don't think it'll last. Just like at the casino where I work, we're gonna make all you beverage servers pull your tips. Yeah. What the? Okay, you can do that. You lost 60%, 75% of your people to go somewhere else for you to say, okay, that's not working. We're going to, you can have your own tips. We're not going to pull tips anymore because you're a server. Yeah. You go out there and hustle yourself.
Unlike other people.
People standing in the
unlike other people
in the well area, leaned up against the drink machine.
Chilling.
I ain't making no money.
Chilling.
I ain't making no money today. I don't know what these people doing. What the hell? You in here complaining why you not out there hustling?
Right.
And my little bit of time over there was like, there's no way I would pull my tips, especially I know the one little server, she is a hustler. She trained me.
There are two there at said casino because I go to that casino fairly regularly, but there are two servers there at that casino that always stand out to me is they kicking ass.
Well, the one that trained me, she is at the casino now, but she's not a beverage server because she left during that time.
Yeah.
And went and worked where? At Walmart. That's how bad it was. Dang. Like, I'm not getting ready to give you my tips because I go out here and hustle as a beverage server. And you make $300 a night or more as a beverage server. You're only serving beverages. And that's...
You hustling.
I mean, everybody don't drink alcohol. At that casino because they don't want to pay for it.
Right.
So, but they know that they can get free coffee and water and all the other stuff to keep them out there. So that you making that kind of money as a beverage server is a hustle.
Yep.
And she made hella money.
Yeah. That proves.
But when I tell you, I walked 20 miles that night. Looked on my watch like, damn.
I remember those complaints. So much running. I'm hurting. I'm running.
Yeah, she doesn't just stroll through all the customers, all the guests, they know her too. They were like, can you keep up with her? You got to be able to keep up with her because she moves really fast. And she does coffee, water, beverage, coffee, water, beverage, coffee, water, beverage, coffee, water, beverage. Yeah. And they lost a really great server to go and work in customer service. And she loves it now because she's like, I don't have all that stress anymore.
Yep.
But we miss out.
In the live chat here, Cinder Fractal says we headed towards a recession. A lot of people are thinking that.
I feel like
BJ Rayo in the house. BJ. Woo! She says, I think that's BS. You need that in Vegas. And
I don't know how they're gonna do it. I mean, I think it's only for a time. We're going to do this to see how it works and see how much money we can save in this little bit of time right here. But at the end of the day, they're probably going to come back.
Well, let me finish this because at that property that I stayed at, which was one of the ones that was affected, when I got there, they had kiosks for self-check-in and self-checkout. I don't really get it for checkout because
I guess they don't have a lot of older people over there like we do. Because I can't imagine some of the...
No, probably not so much there. But they are definitely leaning towards doing the self-checkout stuff the same way some of these airlines are doing it. And I saw the self-checkout there and I did step into it just for a second. I considered it. And I started to type on the screen, but then I was like, no, I should probably go to the desk because mine was handled through NAB and the sponsorship and stuff. So they probably want to see my face.
So they probably have one concierge there for problems.
The way they're saying is nobody's going to be there, and it's going to be like third-party concierge with those other properties. So if someone at MGM is having a problem, they call the front desk, it's going to ring at the Bellagio. And then the Bellagio is going to get in touch with whomever they need to get in touch with at MGM.
That's some bullshit.
It's crazy. It makes no sense to me.
Any way that they feel like they can, keep a buck in their pocket. It's just the world we live in. We don't want to pay these people.
Yeah.
So what can we do to add more work to these people and get rid of this?
I was like,
but
wow.
keep them at their pay rate, their current pay rate.
But my question to you was, with that said, what are your thoughts as a consumer, not as a staffer, as a consumer?
I don't know about that because I'm always a staffer.
No, no, I'm saying when I go to the grocery store now, I know you have all these self-checkout options. That is a rarity for me to use. I refuse to go and self-check out my own damn groceries that I carried around, ringing myself up, and you did not give me a discount for these damn groceries? No, I refuse. So
it don't even matter anymore.
No,
you go to the self-checkout, you still have an effing cashier.
Yeah.
Think about these stores. I go to self-checkout in majority of the stores.
Yeah.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
I can help you over here with the self-checkout.
Yeah. Yeah, there is somebody standing there. There is somebody standing there.
Walmart,
but it's one
same
person.
thing. It's ridiculous to me. It's like, it's so stupid.
Just put them all on a register. Just put them all on a register.
Exactly. Now, why in the world do you have someone standing at the self-checkout, waiting, watching you scan your... What kind of shit is this? I don't understand it, but that's what's happening.
Allegedly, they were supposed to be there for support issues or what have you. Allegedly. But I also read, I think it's Walmart, that they're shutting that stuff down and just going back to the regular registers because it was causing more issues, and which was basically causing more time problems, and time is money. So they're like, we'll just get rid of them and we'll go back to having the registers, because half the time the stupid self-checkout things didn't work.
Yeah, because you scan something. Oh, well, like you need someone over here to approve this. Yeah. So you still have to have somebody there. Yeah. I mean, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
You self-checkout. I'm just chilling over here making sure you don't steal something.
Yeah.
And I'm still there making sure you don't steal. And then you wanted to check my receipt when I leave.
Oh, now you do know.
I don't do that.
Okay.
I walk straight past them. I dare you to say something to me about some shit, but they won't. They don't.
No, they don't. And what's funny is a lot of people don't know, at least in the state of California, it is illegal for them to ask to see your receipt unless you're at a membership store such as Costco or Sam's.
Yeah.
And
so what's the point? They
again,
will pay somebody to sit there.
They're paying someone to sit there to help with shrinkage and thievery and so forth, because they know that there's going to be some people that'll still just bow down to the fist of Walmart knows better. Let them see my receipt as I'm walking out. No, they know people are going to stop.
I don't see people stopping at that anymore.
They know people are going to stop. They don't bother with me, and I'm fine with that. But again, I brought that up because it made me think about when I go to these places for vacation, for business or whatever, the last thing I want to do is all the work. You know? Yeah. That's the last thing.
Yes, in de facto, people do walk out without paying.
Yeah.
There's so many grocery stores. I've been over here in the Safeway. I can't tell you how many times that there's people over there like, don't you come back to this store they're outside yelling at the people, but they can't do anything else except yell at them. Yep. You know, don't come back to this store, blah, blah, blah. They're going to do it. They not even rushing. They not running. They not nothing. They just like.
I mean, because, and a lot of that is just because of how the laws are. They know they're not going to get in trouble with the laws nowadays because.
Yeah, but they will pay.
Yeah.
They're going to pay somebody. Now, those Safeway stores, and I guess it happens at a lot of Safeways because I don't know if you've been in the Safeways recently.
I don't go that often, but go ahead.
They have a security person now.
Really?
Several, all the Safeway stores that I've gone into, they have a security. The one in, they have security at their areas now versus, you know.
Even the one like on Mendocino?
No, not that one.
Wonder why.
Interesting. Yeah, not that one.
I wonder why.
That one. But the one over here, the other one near us, they have one. The one in Roanoke Park.
Well, I know who lives over there.
The one in Roanoke Park has one. It's like, because that's the one. Every
we
time I went to the one
there.
in Roanoke Park, somebody was stealing.
Yeah.
Every time. But see, I wouldn't think that it would be like that in Roanoke Park, just like here.
No, that particular area of Roanoke Park, back behind those buildings, there's a lot of those interesting places to live. Yeah. Whether you have a shelter or not is what I'll say.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, it's. But if you can't chase, if you can't do anything, somebody is paying for that person to sit there thinking that it's an intimidation.
Yeah.
But these people that steal or what have you, they know the law. They know the law. Stupid.
Yeah, they know the law. That's why they do it.
They know it better than the people who don't steal and stuff. They know it. I don't get it.
6 packs of beer and Gatorade
and I'm just gonna load up the buggy. The cart.
It's a cart.
I'm just gonna, but you know, I heard somebody over here say buggy.
Somebody
and I was
said
like,
buggy?
What?
They wasn't from here.
Say, they were. I said, did you just say buggy?
Lies.
Yeah. No, I promise you. Where was I in school? No, they were from here and they said buggy. And I was told that was a cart. That's not a buggy. It's a buggy.
It's a cart.
It's a buggy.
I know where we're from. It's called a buggy, but it's a damn cart. Live chat in here screaming at us. What they say in here? Dean Holmes says, I saw a video of a guy. He bought $250 worth of groceries and went to get food, had a receipt, but some guys was the manager said he was stealing, so he returned all of it. What?
Where was that?
Man, they'd have heard from. I'd have been on the news.
I wonder where was that?
I would have been on the news. Is that Maryland, Dean Holmes? It says Safeway in Maryland has a metal detector and a gate to get out. You can't just walk out. They have security too.
Well, it's different rules over there.
Yeah, and that's
California don't have it's no chase.
Yep.
And these people know the law.
Clarence Brown says Walmart and them metal gates is too much. It's good to see you.
Metal gates?
Yeah.
Walmart has metal gates?
Apparently, says Clarence Brown. Where he is. Wow. Fascinating. Wanted to throw that out there because it rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, but we'll see. Hopefully wherever we go vacation wise, there will be a concierge desk where if I need something, I'm not doing my own check-ins and stuff like that.
Stop a brown man.
Especially since I'm they won't what's that?
They don't.
They won't stop a beautiful brown man like me.
No, they won't. You right. You're so right. But let me go up in there. We gotta follow her. What you do? Do you need some help? How can I help you? I'm just looking at this right here.
I've been followed too. I have.
I'm followed every dang on time up in the store. It's so annoying. Even if I go in there with nothing.
Yeah.
I have no purse, just my wallet in my hand. All of those things is just like, how may I help you? Do you need some help today? Do you need some help? Do you need the fuck? If I need some help, I will come to you and ask you for help. But if I'm standing here looking, I'm shopping. I'm literally shopping. Are you going to make up my mind for me as I shop? No. Get out my face. I don't want to talk to you.
John Helm says, just talking your British accent to him.
They don't care. They would say, where are you from? Why are you here? You need to go back.
Oh, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with us here. Everyday people doing everyday shit. We're going to pause one more time here for a quick break. So stay right there. We'll be right back after this. And we're back. Everyday people doing everyday shit. I am Aunt Pruitt hanging out on the mic as usual with the one and only Queen Pruitt sitting right over there with her head on the mic. Why is your head down? What's going on there? What was that?
Because I'm trying to read.
Oh, you don't have glasses on. That's right.
I can't see.
She don't have her glasses. Bless
they're
her
gone.
heart.
They're literally gone. I've
Bless
given up.
Heart.
They're gone. Bye-bye.
John Helm says, you ready for next week? I think you should do the show on Thursday when I get in.
Next
maybe.
week.
That's next week? Damn. I have no idea the dates, but we are looking forward to you getting out here, John Helm. And yes, we are going to get on the mics, but heck, maybe it'll be a bonus. And heck, I actually got some other stuff to ask you too. So you stay tuned, kind sir. Anyway, thank y'all for being here. Please hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff right now inside of YouTube, please. And thank you. Doing our best to grow this here channel and show and continue to work on the sponsorship stuff and whatnot. I finally built out a little media kit thing. And I've sent it to a couple people and we'll go from there and see what happens. But it helps when we have downloads and views and all of that stuff, because that's just the way this business works. So the next thing that I wanted to get at
cheeseburgers.
No.
Cheeseburgers.
We got something else in there. Where did it go?
Cheeseburgers.
I'm in the wrong screen. That's what it was.
All beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Done? You good? No?
I'm hungry.
Shocking.
For a big old juicy burger.
Last thing I wanted to talk about was, this is big news within our particular field, if you will. Here recently, as of the 27th of April, SAG-AFTRA National Board overwhelmingly approves commercial contract deals. Did you hear anything about this, dear?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. So this is a big deal. SAG-AFTRA, for those that don't know, that is the union, the Screen Actors Guild union. All of the folks out there acting and writing and creating all the beautiful content that you enjoy on your mini screens and speakers. As you know, there was a strike. Was it last year? Mm-hmm. There was a big strike last year. And
it was for a while, though.
Yeah, it was long.
It was a long strike.
And a lot of content was not getting made. And you could tell because it was a lot of reruns and there was a lot of bad stuff that was out there. Well, some of the main pain points were the use of AI and just the amount of money being paid and all of that stuff. And people getting their bodies scanned to be used later on down the road for a project, whether they're here or not. You know, stuff like that was being written into actors' contracts, you know, and it was total bullshit. But now there's been an agreement. Now the union has to ratify it, basically have to sign off and say, yeah, we agree to these new terms. And everything sounds good. It sounds like they're going to get fair money. And it sounds like there's some things in place to block AI usage and to get away from words like in perpetuity. I see that a lot in the contracts that I signed here recently, where we have the right to use this footage in perpetuity. you know, stuff like that. And you have to read these contracts, folks.
That word up later.
So in perpetuity means forever.
It sounds like it means that.
Yeah.
Why don't they just say forever? For people like me to have to look it up.
I don't know. But this was big news. And I read this and was happy for it. But I scrolled down to the comments and I was like, damn, they're right. The first one, well, actually the second one says, continue your union's forward momentum, hard fought and earned on a 118-day picket line. Demand to continue the precedent that you set by demanding to see the entire contract before you vote. Transparency is the force that makes your union strong. It's pretty, I mean, this is a long comment, but I get what they're saying. It's like, hey, keep fighting the good fight. But then there's another comment that struck a chord with me based on the stuff that I've seen. It says, it almost doesn't matter what positive changes are negotiated by the union and agreed to by the rank and file. The reality is that most commercials are presently shot with non-union talent unless they are cast with a well-known celebrity who have their agreements negotiated by agents, managers, and attorneys, not SAG-AFTRA. And I saw that and was like, yeah, it's I see a ton of that looking through the casting stuff. And these shoots that I've been on these last couple of months, there's been several discussions from people saying that, yeah, I'm SAG and I can't find work. There's no listings for us. And dang, we got super chats showing up. Good Lord. Hold up. I see 2 super chats. This from Joe T. Joe T in the house. Good to see you, man.
Hey.
And BJ in the house. So Joe T with a $10 super chat.
Thank you.
BJ says, love the singing Phoebe. Oh, please don't encourage her with the thank you for the $5 super chat, BJ.
Thank you so
but please don't encourage her.
much for the super chat.
And Cinder Fractal, she donates another $2 super chat too. So thank y'all so much for that.
Thank you.
Man, appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
And please stop singing.
Thank you. Here you come. Thank you. He's watching. Thank you.
Okay, good.
You done?
He's like, nope, I'm going back to sleep.
But he's sitting. No, he is not going to sleep. Look at him. He's staring at me. You want to sing? I know you do.
No, you don't. You don't. As I was saying, when I look through the job boards and the stuff that I've been fortunate enough to work, they were all non-union. Well, not all of them. Most of them said non-union. The one that I did with the NBA commercial, which is now out, that had both SAG and non-union people in there. I was in there as background. And I can remember just the fuss that they were making with segregating us from the SAG people there on set. I mean, because it was almost like, holy shit, we're scared. We better make sure we do right. Are you SAG? Yes. Oh, no. You come over here. No. You sit over here. I mean, it was stressful.
Wow.
And I'm like, good. That's how it should be. They should be respected like that. But again, most of the stuff that I'm seeing out there that's casting for people, it has in big bold letters, non-union at the top. So it's great to see that these guardrails are being put in place to make things fair. But what happens if someone rigs the game? You know, they decide, no, we don't want to work with union people. You know, that happens with other, quote, regular jobs. You know, they don't want to work with union people, so I
don't want to work with people with experience.
You know,
we want you to not have experience so we don't have to pay you.
Right. You know, they rigging the game to work for them. So
I want to see your commercial.
I thought that was fascinating. Live chat is saying wait, I need to see this NBA commercial. Oh, well, that commercial, it was for the NBA playoffs, and I was background. And I believe I mentioned it in Patreon. I threw it in there. No, that was the behind the scenes I put in there. But I'll find it and put it in the show notes. It's a really well done commercial. And I remember telling y'all that, even though it took forever to do our takes, and it shouldn't have, but I was like, this is going to look really good. And it did. But when I watched it, all of the background people are blurred out. You can't see none of us.
Wow.
We're all blurred out.
It's like, I don't
know. That's a creative editing decision. It still looks good. Mm-hmm. But if I'm scanning through it and trying to see if I could spot myself in that red hoodie that the director did not like at that time, I didn't see it. And I remember where I was in all of the different shots there. And nope, it's all blurry. But it's a good commercial, though. And I'm grateful for that.
But you internationally known.
Oh, yeah, I am internationally known. I got an international commercial. I'm proud to say that.
You should be.
Now, granted, it's only being showed on taxi cabs in Japan. And it's not on broadcast television, but I will take that. It's for NetSuite and Pocket Talk. So if y'all want to Google that, I think I shared it with some folks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I shared it in Patreon. Have I mentioned Patreon? I have not mentioned Patreon. Let's mention Patreon right now. So if you are interested in joining the extended family, also known as Patreon, feel free to go to patreon.com/AuntPruitt and join for free. This is our online community here, featuring myself, featuring stuff like the dog just doing what he does. We have a good time just talking about random shit, talking about the show. The other day, we were talking about some AI prompts that totally failed. Shout out to Joe Esposito. It was pretty bad, some of the stuff that's in there, but you can join for free if you want. But we have we have two different tiers in there. We have an economically conscious tier and our regular paid tier too. And the paid tiers get a few different things there. So go to patreon.com/AuntPruitt if you would like to support the show and join the extended family. Thank you very, very much. What's John saying in here? What do you say? The ladies' man? What? The ladies' man, if you between the age of 35 and 45, meet me at the hot dog stand. That's a classic movie. Oh, that's a classic movie. I need to go watch that again. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I remember you watching The Ladies' Man.
Ladies' Man was such a great movie. Why did I hit the crickets button? Sorry. Maybe I should stop the crickets. There we go. Sorry about that. Anything else, dear, that you'd like to share before we head up out of here?
No.
No? Not this time?
No.
Well, I got one quick thing, and I know that I just brought up Patreon, but I want to bring this up again for our beloved niece, Little Weirdo, is what I affectionately call her. Folks, if you go to auntpruitt.com/weirdo, that will take you to a different page. Let me pull that up. And you should see my screen, right? All right. So this is Little Weirdo. She has been accepted to go to Texas Southern and getting some scholarship funding and all of that, but still needs a little bit of help getting from California to the state of Texas. So,
and she, oh my God, just my little skater.
She is, I'll say this, she is something else. A little pain in the ass. No, we love her. Kennedy is great, and you could read her story there. She came out here and lived with us for a little while until her mom was able to get here, and that worked out great. And she's done a good job with school here at the Rancho Catate High School. I got to train her for a little bit on hurdles. I got to make her complain and cry about running hurdles was a lot of fun. But she says here on the page that she's going to pursue her bachelor's degree in sports psychology. And her goal is to support and empower athletes by focusing on mental and emotional aspects of performance.
That's perfect.
I love that. So if you want to donate $1, please feel free to do so. If you want to donate $20, like this anonymous person here, please feel free to do so. Any little bit helps. And this is going towards my family, my dear little weirdo niece. Thank y'all very much. AntPruitt.com/weirdo. I'll put a link to that in the show notes as well. Alrighty then. No, it's not TC. it's not TCU. Dean Holmes says TSU. That's correct, but Cinder Fractal is thinking of LaDainian Tomlinson at TCU, which is Texas Christian. Close. All right, we're going to get out of here. I have a call tomorrow for a shoot for another IT-related photo shoot. This one will definitely be NDA. I can't share anything about that. I've already gotten my notes and stuff on that, so I won't be posting any behind-the-scenes stuff from that one. As far as next week, I have no idea what shoots, but I do believe, dang, time is flying. Holy crap, time is flying. Because John Helm's going to be here. Yeah, it is next week. It seemed like that was so long ago where we made those plans. Sweet. Yeah, so next week, I know John Helm's going to be in the house, so he eventually is going to be sitting on this couch right next to Queen Pruitt and be on these mics with us too. So that's that. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for supporting us in any and everything that we've been doing. It really does go a long way and really helps push us and keep us going with our motivation. Please continue to do something good for yourself and do something good for someone else too out there. It's y'all have no idea. That stuff goes a long way. And we shall see you all next time on whatever podcast app you enjoy. Take care.